Welcome to Days Behind, where we unveil the trivia and stories behind holidays and national days. As the crisp autumn air settles in, leaves paint the world in shades of amber and gold. Millions of families across the United States begin to feel a familiar pull. It is a gentle call to come together, to slow down, and to share in a tradition that has warmed hearts for generations. This day, Thanksgiving, is more than just a date on the calendar. It is the aroma of a roasting turkey filling the kitchen, and the quiet moment of reflection for the blessings, big and small, that fill our lives. It's a day for connection and simply be present with the ones we love. The beauty of Thanksgiving lies in its simple, yet profound purpose: to give thanks. This shared sentiment is what draws so many people to celebrate, regardless of where they come from or what they believe. It's a universal human need to pause and appreciate the good in our lives. We gather around tables laden with food, not just to eat, but to nourish our spirits and strengthen our bonds. The day serves as a beautiful reminder that even in challenging times, there is always something to be grateful for, or the cherished company of family and friends. This spirit of gratitude is the thread that weaves through every aspect of the holiday. Every year on the fourth Thursday of November, this shared celebration unfolds in homes all across the country. The impulse to give thanks at harvest is ancient and global. When fields are gathered and light grows short, communities pause to celebrate work, survival, and the promise of winter stores. On this continent, many native nations held ceremonies rooted in relationship with the land, honoring the three sisters: corn, beans, and squash, and offering gratitude for the cycles that nourish families and future generations. In 1620, English settlers crossed the Atlantic seeking a new beginning. Their first months at Plymouth were harsh. Unfamiliar ground, bitter cold, illness, and scarcity turned arrival into endurance. The Wampanoag extended crucial aid, sharing knowledge of planting native crops, locating fish and game, and reading the seasons. Guidance that transformed survival into the possibility of a harvest. In 1621, that harvest led to a shared gathering where Wampanoag and Pilgrims ate, visited, and observed a brief peace. A moment of fellowship whose spirit of gratitude continues to shape how many remember Thanksgiving today. They invited the Wampanoag leader, Massasoit, and about 90 of his men. For 3 days, the two groups shared food, played games, and enjoyed a period of peace and mutual respect. The meal likely included deer, waterfowl, fish, corn, and squash, quite different from the modern Thanksgiving menu. This gathering, a moment of shared gratitude between two communities, is what we now often call the first Thanksgiving. Following the 1621 feast at Plymouth, days of Thanksgiving were observed sporadically throughout the colonies. But they were not an annual, unified event. Individual colonies or states would declare a day of thanks for specific reasons: military victory, the end of a drought. These were often solemn religious occasions, rather than the festive family gatherings we know today. For nearly 2 centuries, the idea of a national Thanksgiving holiday remained just that, an idea. It took the tireless efforts of one determined woman to begin weaving the concept into the fabric of the nation and bring everyone together under a single, shared day of gratitude. That woman was Sarah Josepha Hale, a prominent writer and editor of the popular magazine Godey's Lady's Book. For over 30 years, she campaigned passionately for the creation of a national Thanksgiving Day. She believed that a unified holiday, celebrated by all Americans on the same day, could help heal the growing divisions within the country. And gratitude, a day that would strengthen the moral character and unity of the United States. Her persistent voice was finally heard during one of the nation's darkest chapters. In 1863, in the midst of the devastating Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln saw the wisdom in Hale's proposal. He understood that the nation, torn apart by conflict, desperately needed a moment of unity and reflection. On October 3, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln set aside a national day of thanksgiving and praise. Amid a nation at war, he urged Americans to pause, give thanks for remaining blessings, and hope for healing. His proclamation established a recurring holiday, renewed by each president thereafter. Over time, communities embraced the day, weaving gratitude into gatherings from town to town. What began as solemn reflection grew into shared tables and traditions that bind families together. Turkey, sides, and stories fill the day, simple rituals that remind us to be thankful. And beyond the meal, new customs took flight, leading into parades and festivities that start the celebration. However we mark the day, its heart remains the same: pause, gather, and give thanks. Since its start in the 1920s, this New York City tradition has become a national institution. Watched by millions of people on television, the streets of Manhattan come alive with enormous, colorful balloons of beloved characters, elaborate floats, high-stepping marching bands, and dazzling performers. For many families, gathering in the living room to watch the parade is the official kickoff to the day's celebrations, filling the morning with a sense of wonder and excitement before the cooking truly begins. Each year, just before Thanksgiving, the President of the United States is presented with a live turkey. For many others, Thanksgiving Day is synonymous with football. After the big meal, families often gather around the television to cheer on their favorite NFL teams in a series of highly anticipated games, volunteering at a local shelter to serve meals to those in need, or going around the table to share what each person is most grateful for from the past year. Cherish the time you have with the people you love. No matter how or where you celebrate, embracing this spirit of togetherness is the greatest tradition of all. Every year on the fourth Thursday of November, we pause, give thanks, and come together. From our table to yours, wishing you warmth and gratitude, wherever you are in the world. Happy Thanksgiving.